Welcome back everyone to another game of countryball. So some guys asked me to do a tutorial about the British. I hate the British. They're the worst. But we're gonna role play as loving the British as much as possible for this particular scenario. I'm gonna show you how to play midway, play a little bit of the game as the British. Now the British are interesting in the way that they play, as they have a giant navy. Do you need to care about the navy? I don't think so. No, not really. So, I'm going to show you how to play a special kind of the game. So before Man the Gun came out, which was a DLC, you could only go this route, but you could choose global defense or home defense, depending on what you chose. Now, global defense is usually is mostly doing the normal path. It is actually kind of doing the normal path, and then you go down. But you don't really do these two. You just go down your colonial, reinforce the empire, and these were the two paths you could only go. They were pretty boring as far as they go. With Man the Gun, you got the option to go either communist, fascist, or back to the imperialist. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to imperialist, or monarchy I should say. As the British, you start with electrical mechanical engineering, so you just learn mechanical computing as the first one, and you learn how to build better planes right away. Also better tanks, because you're going to go for medium tanks, as I always do in any playthrough. So, and then, so pretty much as the British Empire, you have some little troops all over the place. And you just set them up to whatever you want. I set them up to the closest thing that they're next to. You know, these forces, blah, blah, blah. The ones in Malta, you set them Malta, etc., etc. You can do whatever you want, basically, for these troops, but that's what I do, mostly. You don't really need to do anything else with them. As always, you start off building some civilian factories to get up your industry. With this playthrough, it's going to be a bit different. We're going to build at least just 10 factories and then just military all the way, instead of building up to 1938. And the reason for that is going to be very simple, and you'll see why. After you build those factories, be sure to build some naval bases, up to 10 in Canada, maybe 3 on the other provinces, and again, I'll show you why that is. For factories, you can basically do these basic divisions. No interwar bombers, don't ever build any of those. Build some close air support, so that you can get your air up pretty fast. And 2 support equipment, and then just put your air force up to the max. But you don't want to do, you want to do it like this, because close air support takes a bit longer to create, to make. For your naval, I don't really do much with it, to be honest. It's up to you to what to do. But usually you merge your big fleets into one. You merge your home fleets into one gigantic fleet, just so that you have easier accessibility. But again, in this playthrough, what's fun about it is that you don't need to learn how to move a navy like this. It's not needed. Of course, I'm just gonna merge my home fleet into one big one. Actually, we won't even do that. We won't even need to do that, because I'm going to a complete different playthrough. But yeah, if you want, you just merge your ships into a big, like, super navy if you really want to. Again, you don't really have to do anything with it. That's what I do. But yeah, you can just do that. That's pretty simple. Anyway, so that's what I do. But this playthrough, as I said, you want a navy for a very particular reason. And yeah, I'll show you pretty much. Okay, so now you're gonna follow my pace real simple. After you change in course, you can go communist and do a boring path of losing all your colonies and doing whatever this is. Ew. Or this as well, but you only get to choose France or capitalism. It's pretty boring, to be honest. It's pretty boring. Or you can choose, and the black shirts are also kind of fun, but they're pretty boring. Or you can do the King's Party, which is way more fun, but you have to wait to do that. Because you need to make Edward the Eighth marry some girl nobody cares about. While you do that, you can do your other things in your focus. Limited rearmament or reinforce the Empire. Now, reinforce the Empire gives you stability, so you might want to wait because Mr. Prince Edward kind of removes that thing for you pretty fast, and because everybody doesn't agree with him on marrying people, to be honest. Okay, so this is the part that actually matters in the playthrough. Let's be honest. Pretty much, Edward VIII has a crisis of abdication, right? So usually, if you go to the Democratic pack, you choose this one. King Edward abdicates, which you gain stability and he abdicates. If he does this, there's a crisis that happens where there's a back and forth. But if you want, you have to choose this one at the bottom. Yes, you lose a little bit of political power and you lose a ton of stability, but it's not that big of a deal. What happens is that you get this pretty much this abdication crisis right here. And then you'll get decisions to choose. Now you get some stability and sometimes you lose some stability, etc, etc. What you want to do is you want to keep this going so that you can get the King's Party and then go down the fun part of the focus tree of the British, you know? So just keep that going and you'll go well. So like I said, you'll get events like this on again. If you choose this one, your whole path is useless. If you choose this one, you keep on going with the crisis. Because if you don't choose the other one, then you can go organize the black shirts and concession to the trade unions. But you can do the King's Party is way more fun, so you want to keep that going until you can do. Now I've gone down this part as you lose stability slowly. As you can see, weekly change and Edward the Eighth. They don't change. So you want to go down that path as fast as possible. And you're going to lose a lot of political power, you'll see. By the way, I forgot to say this, but for the focus tree, for the research, you still want to go superior firepower, and you want to go on formation flying. Why you want these two is because we're going to use the same tactic as we did with Germany, except this time it's going to be way better. You will change your divisions to, of course, one of the best division templates in the entire game, which I will show you right now. To artillery, like this. This is a 20 width combat divisions, and they're really good against mostly any country. This is what you kind of want to use as the British when you do this path of the focus tree. You can use 40 width as well, but later on they'll become complicated because you'll be finding in places without a lot of supply. So having 20 width is better than 40 width because you'll need a lot of supplies to combat 40 width. And of course, this is what happens to your stockpile after, but that's not that big of a deal, to be honest. So pretty much, the fun part of the focus tree happened. Everybody broke free. As you can see, Canada is not with me anymore, as well as Australia, as well as India. So what pretty much the king's thing is that you go after these people. You go take them out, you know, like the British would have before. They break away from the crown, and you go after them. But it doesn't really end there as well. And this is the part where I'm going to start role-playing as the British. The government wanted to interfere, but I think the King's Party is the best thing to do. He can finally take control. Also, I'm not going to talk like this for the video, because it's going to get really annoying. Anyways, after everything's said and done, you can finally do the King's Party. And the King's Party does something more than just give you the king. You get 3 politicians that are really important. You get Oswald Mosley, you get Winston Churchill, and you get David Lloyd, which they all give you pretty cool bonuses, to be honest. They're pretty good. It's pretty fun. We're gonna roleplay hard, right? So, I gotta be honest, Europe, that's pretty boring, to be honest. I don't think Europe's that fun, to be honest. Let's just give up on it. Let's the Germans take care of it. You know, they seem to be good at that. Little side note, I didn't think would happen. Japan actually went communist. What the fuck? What the? What? Why? Why did they go communist? And then, of course, if Hirohito loses, he gets the boring focus tree. But usually, what happens with the Japanese Civil War is that Japan kind of loses, and they go around the capital and just stay there for a long while. So I don't know what will happen, but I guess we'll have to see it. To be honest, this might get annoying. As the British, you'll have to actually know how to set naval invasions, so I'll show you that pretty simply. First of all, be sure to have the focus of transports. This one, if you don't have it in the naval tab, then you can't set up naval invasions. As the British, of course, you have it firsthand. To make this happen, it's mostly you can just set up all your divisions to go into one port, but that's pretty dumb because then if the port is garrison, then it's gonna go well. So what you usually do is you take 2 divisions and you click on the port you want to send them from, and then you right click on the naval invasion spot. And you do that for other divisions, but you send them next to the port so that they will attack. So they will take the port they will take the tile next to it. So that means they can, they'll be able to like attack next to the port. You want to do this for every division because you want to do this with 10 divisions usually to have a gigantic force. You can do this with 6 division as well. And so that's what you want to do. As well as you want to set out your navy. Usually you just set it out on naval invasion support on this one, which will mean they'll only send out and bombard the shore where your divisions will land, which usually helps them out with the naval invasion plan. And that's pretty much how you do a naval invasion. Never show this video to a Pakistani or an Indian, because this is going to get messy about who owns Kashmir, to be honest. So as we play with the British, we just want to do a non-interference treaty with the Germans. You can go with them, but we don't want to intervene in Europe, so why would we? So after you do reclaim the jewel in the crown, you can finally go after India. So you declare war on them, and your naval invasion will go out by itself if you click the little plus button. And we'll play the game, and you should land pretty easily. It shouldn't be that much of a hassle. I set up some divisions over here because why not? And to make sure that you really succeed, you can get some planes up in the air to help you out. They're useful. They're pretty useful to help you invade. Of course, 400 fighters should be good enough. So you just want to set those up. And you just want to set up those over the island. Always put them on 100. You don't want too many planes in there. You want at least 100 planes per little air wing. You set them up over the island, so that's really easy. And then you should be good to go. It shouldn't be that hard to actually destroy the Indians. They're pretty easy to take out. And then, since you have all your naval invasions set up, you put them on these divisions. These guys come to help out. And then it's connected, and then you just fill those up. Create a gigantic attack line to Delhi over here. And then you can just destroy the Indians pretty easily, if I do say so myself. By the way, you remember at the beginning of the video when I said we were going to go after all of the British colonies? Yeah, I really meant all of them. Isn't this just how the British Isles should look? Side note, I don't actually think that. Irish, please don't be mad at me. Now this is how Great Britain should look. So I started to fight the Pakistan, and I realized that the Moors is a thing. So now instead of just taking out Poland and just taking out Pakistan, I gotta take out Poland as well. Oh god, I hate this fucking game. So while Poland's annoying at the other side of the world, I saw it to be annoying on this side of the world. I think that's a good idea. And yes, the US might be in the war, but I have something better. I got good frickin' troops. Yeah, they should completely roll over the Canadians pretty easily, to be honest. I mean, even I'm a Canadian, I think it's pretty easy. Let's be honest. Remember that time it was Portugal? Yeah, well, if it worked the first time, why wouldn't it work the second time, you know? You know what I mean? I suffer every day. A little bit more. God damn it. Well, it's not that bad. Could be worse. Oh my god. They finally capitulated. They finally take Pakistan. And get their manpower, because I didn't. Oh my god. So what happened is that, the Soviets declared war on Latvia? I'm pretty sure something like that. Oh my god. They're actually taking land. I got almost. Right. I forgot about that part. I'm at war with the French. Oh my god. So I'm at war with the French and them, and I'm just kind of just like trying to win the war. As you can see, Germany wasn't able to push through. Poland, I'm still at war with Poland, it seems. But yeah, we're trying to take out the Commonwealth of Nations. The Spanish are here. The French are being pushed on all sides, so we should be able to win this. Oh god, the Italians are actually losing. And I'm at war with Canada and the U.S. But we're doing some progress on that front. I'm trying to do whatever I can to win. So we'll see how that goes. But I have 0 manpower, so that's kind of a bummer. So I guess the British were not meant to rule the world once again. I guess, yeah, it's been a while. Oh god, I really can't win, can I? Well, I guess at least the Portuguese had some fun, to be honest. I could probably continue this, but I won't. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.